And follow @DryerBuzz on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all about the buzz.
I want to go to the event again, and I'm going to live stream from within the event. This one is on which page do I want? I want the other one.
I'm like, as I
What are my confines if I decide to step up?
Oh, you have.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
Come,
you got.
come, you can come look.
You got all the space.
Yeah, you can. You see, so you got all.
Okay, from side to side.
All.
I'll talk to you about that part.
Okay, cool. Oh,
Look good, don't it?
go girl.
Hey, you know what I love
Y'all
doing.
set the shot, honey.
Yes. Okay, here we go and go live, and let's get our HD quality live in Atlanta.
How do I get to that other page?
What other page?
Remember you said it was one and then I gotta go to another one?
You turned it sideways.
Whoops. Oh, here.
Yeah, you can still, no, you don't have to stop it. You can just flip it. Just flip it. Was it not wide enough?
Well, I don't know. I just always recorded that way. I'm sorry.
We can go hit that star right there.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Slide back down till you see them.
Okay.
There. You can barely see it, so it's gonna be
Yeah, that one.
right there.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
tap
cool.
that.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. We ready?
I'm waiting on yours. She's gonna do your introduction.
Okay.
I can take off. Just watch your chords. This
I'm
doesn't
a
matter. You
board,
can
I'm a
move
writing
this.
kind of person.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can control, but I just want to.
Yeah. I do like that. I do like that.
There we go.
Hey guys, we are back. Live stream 101. Oh, okay. Whoops. The countdown.
Right, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
4.
Part of the class.
Hey guys, we are back. It is live stream 101. Thank you guys for tuning in via live stream. Super excited to bring my homegirl, Miss DryerBuzz, aka Miss Yolanda Lattimore. She is our special guest, and she is going to bring you the buzz on content creation. So thank you, Yolanda, for coming. Yolanda actually came and spoke at our last event, which was Let's Talk live streaming, and she just has a wealth of knowledge that she is willing to share, and I'm thankful for our friendship. I'm thankful for who she is as a person and what she is willing to give to all of those that are here. So thank you again, Yolanda.
Thank you. And if I haven't had a chance to say so, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Everything, guys, I'm telling you, boy, she set out a 2020 plan that has been in action. And all right, so hello everybody. I know we got several cameras going, and I know some have been live and open the mic. Y'all like, what are they doing over there? Okay, well, first of all, they got me up and dressed and off my couch and off the camera.
Yay!
So thank God to that. All right, so listen, what you see in front of you, I'm going to talk about some content marketing, but I'm gonna ask for just a bottle of water, or just something to sip on. And I want to talk about content marketing from a blogger's perspective, from an influencer perspective, based on the content that you're putting out there. What's going to give it that buzz? Well, let me tell you, an influencer is going to give it that buzz. So I want to talk about, I'm going to tell you what to put out there, a little bit of what to put out there, how to put it out there. But I also want to tell you in terms of what you put it out there, who's looking for it, right? You have your audience, your followers, your friends, your family. But there's also an entire world of media that's looking for what you're putting out there. So I want you to think a little bit different when you click that live button, and you know, because I know you guys have seen, I don't want to get next to your computer, I know you guys have seen different things out there, but what really makes it go viral? What really makes it buzzworthy in a sense, right? And a lot of times there are things out there that are absolutely awesome and great that become thumb stoppers. Everybody sees it, everybody's commenting on it, but yet it didn't create the influence. It didn't create what we call like the legacy or green or it just didn't bring the outcomes or the results that you wanted. You know, everybody liked it, but did they convert to becoming a customer and so forth? Did your call to action go through? That one thing you really wanted them to act on or to remember, did that come through in the content? So as a blogger, one of the things that I have done for the past 17 years on social media is, one, to help create social media and the behaviors that we put on social media today. But also, I'm always looking for the next, you know, that overnight success. Things that somebody who's changing the world, a game changer, all of those things. If you notice, a lot of bloggers, the content that they're talking about, somebody else actually created it. You know, somebody telling their story, somebody talking about something that happened to them, something that is crisis has happened in our communities and different things like that. I literally became a blogger through crisis. A crisis happened in my neighborhood, in my community, in my culture. These things were happening, and I realized that we couldn't hold the attention of media enough in order to bring about change. And I said, well, you know, I know how to put stuff on the internet. And the internet at that time, we're talking about the 90s, we're talking about the Y2K and 2000. You know, we would get a line here or there, or a headline here and there, or a news story here and there, but we needed to flood the timeline. There weren't even timelines during that time. We needed the story to be told every day and all day. Here's what's happening in particular communities. Here's what's happening to the voiceless. And so I went online, taught myself how to do websites and podcasting and video and all those things, and put that online. Now it's very easy. This little baby just showed us all how to. I was like, do you know how many hours I used to have to take to do a video like that? And now you can just whip it out in seconds. The problem is, people are still not, the videos you can whip out in seconds. Did you hear what I just said? Still, we have people saying, well, I'm gonna wait. You know, I've got to get this done. I've got to do that. This is not right. And the number one problem today is people haven't given into that. You know, they're still not doing it, still saying no. The lady said, Yolanda, wear some denim today. And I was like, Yolanda don't even have any denim. And then I was like, wait a minute. Let me tell you what content marketing is. I can put this apron on, and people all over the world will then recognize me from my kitchen, because I did something just a year ago. Now, 17 years I have been blogging, and I've been blogging about justice. I've been blogging about entrepreneurs. A year ago, I went into the kitchen, and I put on an apron, and I was like, wait a minute, I got to brand my apron. So I took the apron off. I took it to the mall, and I had it, what do you call it, monogram? Monogram, right? So when I put this apron on, people are going to get hungry. They were like, well, did she bring the lemonade? Did she bring the mac and cheese? No. I didn't, because we're on summer hiatus. Otherwise, I would have come in with a couple of gallons of lemonade and a couple of pans of mac and cheese, a couple of quiches, all those kind of things that I have simply become known for just in the past 12 months, simply because that's the content that I have been putting out there. So now when I walk down, people look at me strange now, because like last week I had red hair, my signature red hair, but you know, I'm getting ready to do some different things now, so the hair looks a little bit different. But I want to tell you, content is king. It has been king for a long time, and it will forever be king. It was king in the days of radio. It was king in the days of television. It was king in the days of print. And something happened several years ago where radio realized it had to become television, meaning people wanted to watch radio. Newspapers didn't necessarily realize it, but they realize that now is people wanted to hear newspapers, which means they needed to start podcasting, right? Television didn't realize it, but they realize it now, is that people wanted to have a two-way conversation, right? So as I'm telling you this, you're understanding that all of these things began to change. At the same time, everybody then gained the opportunity to interrupt the broadcast. And by interrupt the broadcast, I mean that if you had a story to tell, if you had a piece of content to put out there, you could literally find a platform or a channel or create a channel by which to put that out there. When we wanted to when we wanted to stop begging the local news, the national news, the world news to come and pay attention to what was going on in our community, we created our own channels. In fact, I created a channel say, listen guys, I'm going to produce and program this. Just come and tell your stories. And that's how Dryer Buzz was born. Dryer Buzz was created out of the hair salons. It was one place we could go to take off our mask and really have some really great conversations. Now, it was called something else, but after it became popular in the hair salon, I sat up in bed one day and they just whispered in my ear and they said, Dryer Buzz. That's literally how I heard it. Dryer Buzz. And it happened to be my daughter's birthday and I couldn't get online and I'm like, you know, I gotta go register this domain right quick. And of course I had to get that done. So my daughter's birthday is March the 12th, Dryer Buzz, because I had to wait a whole nother day, couldn't get on the computer, was born March 13th, awesome. Okay? And so I knew then that I'll tell you, salon.com was taken.
Oh,
okay. That's how we were rolling, okay? Salon.com was taken, because that was really what I really wanted, but then salon.com was taken, and I was pondering and praying and, you know, and all that, and that's when I set up and Dryer Buzz. I'm like, that's it. Okay, so there were only, at that time, a couple of websites that were people knew to go to or gravitate to. GQ magazine was one. People ask me to this day, how in the world does Dryer Buzz have such a strong male following? It's because I patterned it after GQ magazine and salon.com. Those were the things that mentored me into online. I brought with me online everything that I had learned from researching Ebony and Jet, because I wanted a nice weekly glossy to go into the hair salons, and there was only one weekly at the time, and that was Jet magazine. And of course, so all of that, I immersed myself 2 years into the history of media, and particularly Ebony and Jet, GQ, and some others. And that's what I brought to blogging, which is why blogging for me is a little bit different than what some of the others have been, which is why I have the longevity that I have, because I really truly understood content marketing. All right, now I'm going to tell you the first thing that you need to do, because some people are like, give me something. Let me tell you. I'm going to see if I can, I guess I need to do it here, right? Let me see if I can. Sabrina's got all the latest and greatest, so we're going to see if we can get this, and it's asking me.
Not now.
Not now. Okay, because you guys can see that behind me.
Yes.
All righty. I just want to make sure the apron looks okay.
Yes.
But I want to tell you something. In any piece of content that you are going to put online, you have got to. You can see all the stuff I have there. You've got to get them in the first 3 seconds. Okay. You've got to get them in the first 3 seconds. Now, that differs if you are, well, no, even if you're going live. If it's got a piece of audio, if it's got a visual, if it's got some words, the first 3 seconds of it has to be what you want them to remember. All right, I'm gonna hit this button and we're gonna stop. Somebody give me a 3 to 4. I think it's a 4-second countdown. Let me see if we can get it. You ready? Is this sound on here?
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Let me see if I have the sound turned up. Wait. Yep. Okay, wait. We did just turn it up.
Right here. You got it right here. Go plus. Go plus.
Oh, plus.
There you
okay,
go.
wait a minute.
Instagram and Facebook. It's all about the bug.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I got 3 seconds to get you. Here we go.
Go now to dryerbuzz.com and follow @DryerBuzz on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all.
And he keep going. But what was the first thing he said?
Follow.
That was the second.
That's the action.
The first thing he said was go now.
Go now.
Go now to
Action.
dryerbuzz.com. So if your sound is on and you are scrolling by, the first thing you're gonna hear is go now. But you guys picked up on the follow, and the thing about it is
the call to action.
the call to action. The one thing you want them to remember, it may not be a full-on call to action,
Okay.
but it's got to be the one thing you want them to remember, right? So you put that on, even if you're not ready, especially if you're going live, because you probably still, oh Lord, you've seen yourself, you gotta fix your hair, you gotta do all, still, you have to have that audio. My daughter came in the other day, she says, Mom, at the end of your podcast, you always say, do me one more favor, and you just get quiet, because she knows when I say do me one more favor, that means she come on in because it's time for us to do the family thing, right? Mom's podcast is over.
Okay.
She says at the end of that podcast, you always say, "Do me one more favor." And apparently, everybody in my household is listening for me to say, "Do me one more favor," because they know the dog can start barking and all this other kind of stuff. She said, "But we never hear the favor." I said, "Because it's recorded. Because that sounder is what I play at the beginning of anything I do and at the end of anything I do." Okay? So no matter how I end, that's how I start and that's how I end. All right?
Okay.
That's the first thing that you're going to hear in any piece of content that I put online. And it builds the behavior, it builds the habit of the person that's going to follow you. So even if they don't have time to stop right now, I got to come back to this, or I'm going to click that save button.
Yeah.
That's content marketing. A lot of people think that in your content marketing, you got to kind of play around the fact that you're selling something or you're offering something. It's time to be upfront. Mm-hmm. It is time to be upfront. There's too much subliminal messages. Mm-hmm. There's too much, let's talk about the weather and then get that call to action out there. No, you need to let people know what you are doing from the very beginning. Now, you can go on from there and get casual, have the relationship, have the discussion. This particular podcast is about 22 minutes, and this is a podcast. Even though it was a live stream, it was recorded in a live stream. I go live on all my social media platforms. Right now, we're live on about 4 of them. But then the minute I hit that stop button, I detach the audio and I turn that into a podcast.
Oh, I love it.
Okay? So any content that you're putting out there and it has an audio to it, you have to detach that audio. You're missing a lot because podcasting has been around, easy form of podcasting, about 2007, and it's literally going to be here. You want to think about archiving that. So immediately when I finish this, I detach the audio with an app. We're talking about a couple of steps, right? I then loaded that audio to Anchor, right there. If you don't have that yet, that's an iPhone, I believe. It may be on some others. So then it was syndicated to all of the podcast platforms, all the popular podcast platforms. So that means that kind of notifications went out this morning. There was a notification, I'm about to go live. There's a notification that I'm live everywhere, depending on what people opt into or subscribe to. And then they got the content. Now, what you saw before, so now, as you can see, I had my and I forget what it's called in radio, but you need that because that timing. Can we talk about timing? Content marketing, there's a timing in it. And this is what I talk about, building habits and behaviors. You're setting the habits and the behaviors, right? Can you imagine people who do follow me, that every time they click that button in, that if they don't hear that, right? Can you imagine? That's what they hear. That helps them to get ready. They get centered. They get ready to listen. If I put out a piece of content without that, they would be lost because they wouldn't understand the time. And so when I say, do me one more favor at the end, because you always got that person, they got to go. They know they got to go, but it's like, I'm going to miss something. FOMO, fear of missing out. They feel FOMO, and they're like waiting to see because they really want to stay on if you are able to hold their attention. So that's one of the reasons why I say, do me one more favor, because it makes it guilt-free. When you think about your content, you've got to make it guilt-free. I know there are a lot of people don't want to be upfront with what the fact that they're selling or the fact that they have an offer or their pricing. It's simply because you feel guilty. Well, you feel guilty and your audience feels guilty. What kind of room is that? Right? There's too much guilt, right? So saying upfront what this is, it takes away the guilt. You're about to spend and I tell them we're going to spend a good 15 to 20 minutes